I want to introduce my dear friend and fellow co-worker of 23 years, Dr. Harold Moses, whom we know as a fine musician, violist, orchestrator, arranger, and a vibrationalist, or something like that. You know, one who sees the world in terms of the metaphysics of vibration, but who has a beautiful heart to compose these songs which really move us. And your subject, Harold, this morning is?
The will.
The will, okay.
The willing
all right.
way.
Dr. Harold Moses, okay.
Thank you, Michael. So I want to acquaint you with the handouts that you have. The first handout looks like this, sort of a stained glass window effect. That's related to today's lecture. On the back side of that is a piece of music we'll sing at the end of my presentation as the music portion. Then there is a sheet that looks like this, electromagnetic spectrum, and another sheet that looks like this, has this spiral on it. And the spiral is overtone. So we're going to come back to those sheets. The title of my presentation is Harmony, the Willing Way. I chose this title, well, frankly, because Helena said, I need a title. And so this came to me, the willing way, all right? What does that mean? That's what I had to find out. So it challenged me to tie the principle of harmony to the principle of will and to more fully understand the implications of this symbiotic relationship. Will is a most interesting word. We all have our own concepts and ideas regarding will's meaning, will's application, will's implication, and ultimately will's reason. When it comes to will, I've been challenged over the years by the conflicts and disharmonies between my philosophy, my theology, and my behavior. My understanding of will began in childhood and was fostered and defined by family, church, and the social construct of 1950s Oklahoma. Early excursions into the concept of will came from gentle and sometimes not so gentle reminders from parents and teachers. Promise me you will, or promise me you will not, right? This acquainted me with the idea that my will was something I was in charge of. It was my responsibility to exercise my will. Ironically, my church assured me that Christ's disciples' lack of ability to control their will would be my experience as well. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. How well that has been confirmed in my own life, and thus my lowercase will, in contrast with Spirit's willingness, established my lifelong wrestling with free will. Higher up the ladder is the will of God. I was not so fond of the Old Testament stories when it came to God's will, but I loved the Christ story and loved that God is not willing that any should perish. Oh, I resonate deeply with that theology. In fact, were it believed any other way, I would seek a different God. It cannot be that you could love me and not love the soul of another. This truth I know, thou lovest the whole. Thou lovest my sister and brother. Not my will, but thine. Well, I'm comfortable that the divine mind precipitates will with a capital W, while my personality sloshes through puddles of the little will with a lowercase w. However, in this brief presentation, I will not attempt to reconcile my will with thy will, for if I am thee and thou art me, who shall I be when thou wills me? Nor will I recount the lessons of the will of the flesh, though they are plentiful. Rather, I seek to explore the willing way of God's cosmic will. I love a God who has a plan and the gumption to make cosmos work by willing things and by not willing things in order to accomplish destiny. How exciting that God not only wills, but also wills not. It's tasteful, actually. I don't believe that I'm the product of some random explosion of densified matter. As a vibrationalist, I believe I am a harmonically unique vibrational signature of the divine, a chord in the cosmic harmony. Will is both principle and pillar of divinity, and the willing way is the Tao of destiny. How does that work? I want to articulate the idea that all existence in all domains is a construct of vibratory motion, an ever re-articulated moment-by-moment movement of energy which is heavily laden with information. As all design is determined by a recapitulated stream of data, the importance of this caveat cannot be overstated. Everything is vibration, and every vibration is a carrier signal. By that I mean that any and all vibrations carry with them sympathetically resonant information, which we call harmonic overtones. The obvious information contained in any given frequency is its singular, unique, fundamental vibrational signal. In the audible realm of the spectrum, we name certain frequency sets according to their corresponding pitch. Now, when I sound this A above middle C on the piano, in Western standards, I can expect to hear a fundamental tone which can be measured to vibrate at 440 cycles per second. However, there is more to vibration than its fundamental frequency. This vibratory information of which I speak is easily understood, well, sort of, in the harmonic overtone series. Handout 2016. Take a look at that. It's the one with the spiral on it. This features a lovely spiral form which, though mathematically correct, is not drawn to scale for purposes of clarity. Here we see the progression of the whole number ratios of the harmonic overtone series based on the note C. Now, I want to explain this about whole numbers. This harmonic overtone series is plotted on the Western staff, and what I will do here is play now the music that is above that circle, and it sounds like this. That's the root. There's the octave, that's a 2-to-1 ratio. There's a G, that's a 3-to-1 ratio. There's a C, another octave, a 4-to-1 ratio, and then we have an E, 5-to-1, 6-to-1, 7-to-1, right in between the B flat and the B, and 8-to-1. Here we go, 8-to-1. And the whole stream of overtone progressions continues like that. 1-to-1, 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1, 5-to-1, 6-to-1, as far as you want to take it. As long as the signal is strong, you can raise the overtones. Ratio upon ratio, pattern upon pattern, nested formulations forming vibrational manifestations. There it is. A simple revealing of the willing way in the Western key of C. This string of whole number ratios is a voluntary eruption of sympathetic resonance. We can amplify, dampen, or mute any signal provided by nature. We can amplify, dampen, or mute any signal provided by nature. However, its inherent pristine mathematical self-structuring is flexibly fixed and fully functional. In other words, as soon as we modify the space, if we dampen everything and suddenly we make it very reverberant, the overtones are already there. We don't have to reassemble them somehow. They're sounding the entirety of time, these overtones. Each frequency carries with it its own collection of whole number ratio frequencies, 1 to 1, 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1. Each frequency does that. In the pantheon of cosmic vibration, there are no isolated frequencies insofar that all frequencies relate not only to self, but to any frequency which shares harmonic sympathy. It's a field effect, you see. It is you and it is me. Nothing stands alone, nothing sounds alone, nothing vibrates alone. Cosmos is a fine and complex wine of resonance. It's a field effect, you see. And it is you, and it is me, is, insistent sympathy, incessant symphony, indeterminable sensuality. And I use this word because it means the enjoyment, the expression, and the pursuit of physical pleasure. Do we consider that God finds pleasure in what is willed and in what is willed not? Sympathetic vibration requires by definition a state of resonance, which may be described simply as a state of being in tune. Think on this for a moment. In-tuneness is far more compelling a requirement than simply sounding good. Being in tune can only be spoken of in terms of a greater whole. No single note or frequency which can be considered in tune. No single note or frequency can be considered in tune. In-tuneness is a state which can only be achieved by comparison and calibration. As we look now at the electromagnetic spectrum, this is the 2015 handout, and you see these two beautiful pictures of what happens in the spectrum, what happens at different vibrations. We can see the vibratory domains of nature, which we routinely measure in various ways with calibrated instruments, equipment, and receptors. Now we, as human life forms, have a collection of frequency domain receptors as well. The eyes, sight, are on your chart, and you will see where visible light is on the chart. The ears are sound, and that's roughly from 20 to 20,000 cycles per second. The nervous system, touch, which deduces relative heat and cold. You can now look on the spectrum chart and see where heat and cold are happening. That's what your nerves are listening to. The nose, scent. This is a microphone. The way the nose smells is it listens to the ring of the electron shells of the molecules that are going past its filter. And there's a reason we know that's true. The tongue, our taste receptor. Let's include as well the mind, which is a complex signal analysis system, and the heart, which is a broadband frequency detector and a field effect generator. The way of frequency is the willing way of harmony. We can look at the chart as a map of vibrational coordinates in which certain field effects take place. As well, the sweeping catalog, this progression list of known frequencies, reveals a hidden template, a formation formula, if you will. All these frequencies that we have figured out how to measure and quantify have something quite in common. Each nests within the whole, while still maintaining its self-identity and simultaneously inspiring integrative integrity by means of right relationship with its harmonic overtones. Thankfully, hydrogen doesn't decide to vibrate differently today than yesterday. I know that may sound silly, however, it is rather important. The organization of cosmos which cosmos is, allows waves of every shape and form to selectively materialize matter based on mathematically calculable content and formula. When it comes to the vibrational precipitation of cosmos, we can conclude that each and every form is maintained and remaintained through a process of refracting, reflecting, rearticulating, reverberation, and revibration. The willing way strives for resonant equity and vibrational equilibrium, though not energetic equality. All frequencies, those serving their vibrational function, are not distributed nor uniformly activated. Some vibrations are far more popular than others. Hydrogen comes to mind. Some vibrations are relatively rare. Did you stumble across any random gold nuggets while walking to the gathering today? And some vibrations are eliminated simply because they're not part of the grand scheme. A list of non-vibrations will perhaps be found in one of Michael's books in another lifetime. Regardless, all vibration has its place, or no place, in our cosmic space-time continuum. If we believe in a cosmos predicated by thought, and we need not stretch our mind to say that cosmos carries intention, and thus any and all vibrations carry information. For practical purposes, I suggest that divine plan, divine template, divine pattern, divine mind are all related terms which attempt to summarize that which is summarized. Whatever shall be begins as thought, you see, and whatever form that doth become is thought's perpetual passionate sum. As a philosophy or theological idea, do you believe you are believed in to form? Think of that for a moment. Are we believed into form? Are we fabrications of the divine mind? Or are we artifacts? Can we consider that we are conceived in a chorus of consummation? Is your state of being a reverberation and reflection of divine intention? If so, you are part of the willing way. The finer we measure, the more we discover ever-increasing energetic conclaves which nest within one another. All is governed, yea, all is manufactured and remanufactured. All is animated and reanimated by a fabulous forever foray of harmony, a celebratory, creatively self-similar collection of whole number ratio harmonic overtone field effects. I do hope this rouses your spirit as well as your mind. Not only are we not alone in the cosmos, nothing is alone. The interconnectedness that we speak of philosophically and seek to more fully actualize is enacted upon a field of harmonic pervasion, a whole number ratio invasion. I have a song that I wrote a while ago. I'm not going to sing it, but I want to say a few of its words. It's called Every Vibration. Creation shows thy wondrous plan in perfect harmony. Vibration sings thy beauty's song in every frequency. Harmonic tones reveal thy energetic majesty, thy sacred form displayed throughout all cosmic mystery. Now that's all very somber in a certain way. We often think of holding our hands like monks, and at this point now we kind of throw the robes back and we do a little dance. Every equation, every proportion, every invariant, every gradation, every direction, every position, every dimension, every locality. Every expansion, every contraction, every displacement, every compression, every attraction, every repulsion, every induction, every polarity. That's what our cosmos is. I'd like to introduce a term, isomorphic, and its corollary, isomorphism. I was not familiar with this term until I was doing some research, and I immediately resonated with the implication. In entomology, isomorphous means having the same form, appearance, or construction. In mathematics, it means a one-to-one relationship between the elements of two sets, which preserves the relation existing between elements of its domain. So think whole number ratios, 1-to-1, 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1. In chemistry or crystallography, it's the existence of two or more substances of different composition in a similar crystalline form. Garnets, for example, can vary in chemical composition, but always have the same crystalline structure. In biology, it means similarity of form, as in different generations of the same life cycle. I propose that the harmonic overtone series, found universally in all form, conveys an isomorphic state, a vibrational essence featuring insistent, incessant, interminable intention. Now that's will. Harmonic isomorphism is part and parcel of the informational substance of all vibratory manifestations. And let us remember, all is vibration, and thus all divine intention proceeds upon a pathway of perpetually passionate predisposition and plan. Form follows thought, and the master formula efficiently nests thought within thought throughout the whole. If you wonder how it is that everything is vibration, amplify your pondering with this caveat. Not only is everything vibration, but every vibration communicates with every other vibration, subject to the laws of resonance, proximity, phase, and purpose. Now, artifacts. I love the idea that we, and all that we can see, and all that we cannot see, is artifact of the willing way, an isomorphic harmonic signal which perpetually precipitates with the ever-expanding confine of cosmic field. So within this field, all of these vibrations, in fact, do have their communicative pathways. We have some pictures on today's handout that shows some of these pathways, these beautiful, the little pillars of the temple and the lid and the floor. Those are slices of X-ray diffraction patterns of individual atoms. So you can see inside of the atom how there is this vibrational beauty where you can actually see the overtones becoming. The artifact does not produce the signal. Rather, the signal produces the artifact. I'm an artifact, you're an artifact, don't have a heart attack. We're just artifacts. And that's the way it's going to be. There's nothing strange about being an artifact. I practice it every day, as do all beings, sentient, sacred, and secret. We, and by that I mean the cosmic we, are all cycles of songs, melodies of mysteries, and harmonies of conspiracy. And I use this word intentionally. We and cosmos breathe together. We and cosmos sing together. The willing way entices, entraps, and envelops all potential, encapsulating energetic experience by means of perpetually renewing resonance. In science, we measure the vibration of the form for purposes of identification and comparison. More accurately, the vibration is the signature of that which creates the form. Sympathetic resonance, that's all this is, and that's all everything is. Nothing stands alone, nothing sounds alone, nothing vibrates alone. It's a field effect, you see, and it is you and it is me. The willing way. God's will matters, and by that I mean the vibratory song of the divine cosmic symphony matters greatly. Look up, look down, look all around. All matter that is and all matter that will be is this song. Frequency in right relationship with frequency begets all form, and all formlessness as well, I suppose. And then there's the matter of the little wills of men. Does my will matter? I mean, in the same manner as the divine will? Do the frequencies of my thought bring things into form? Of course, I believe they do. And well I know that my thoughts are layered and nested complexities, which at times are harmonious and at other times not. Nevertheless, I manifest in a state of isomorphic harmony, ever drawn toward greater alignment with divine will. We all share in the vibrational heritage of the willing way. By way of the plan, moving toward destiny, we are ever drawn into greater and greater harmony. I love a God who has a plan and the gumption to make cosmos work by willing things and by not willing things in order to accomplish destiny. So now this is my favorite part. We're going to sing. The song we're going to sing is called I Lift Up Your Name. Every Monday night in my home, with Laura, we have a gathering called Higher Vibrations, and it's a walk-in choir. People come and sing songs. Many times we've never met them before, but they read about us in Meetup or heard about it from a friend. People come and sing. And about 6 months ago, I was thinking, we've always prayed for people and, sang little songs ceremonially, but I thought we really need something that we can lift up the people that we know who are in their trials and tribulations, who may be in a health crisis, maybe a financial crisis, maybe a life crisis, or they just need support. This song was written so that we can lift one another together. When we sing it, we'll sing it through once. I'll play it through once, and then we'll sing it through once. And then I'm just going to play some music. And during that time, I want you to feel that you can either say out loud or whisper or say in your mind, but bring someone you know, someone who is ripe for healing, and name their name. It's very important that you name their name in this field that we create together. Singing now together in a harmony, joining with the angels in a symphony. I lift up your name to the heavens and surrender to love. Energy is flowing in my heart and mind. You're receiving healing singing now together in harmony, joining with the angels in a symphony. I lift up your name to the heavens and surrender to love. Energy is flowing in my heart. I'm knowing you're receiving healing love. That's it, I'm done. Do you want to do the song one more time? All right. I feel there's no better way to experience the power of vibrational energy than to sing. You know, it activates our whole body when we sing. It's a curious thing about the way we're wired. The nervous system of the human body is very symmetrical, with one great anomaly, and that is the wiring of the nerves to the throat. On the left side, they connect to the spine, just like all the other organ groups, left, right. But on the right side, they connect to the wanderer, the traveler, the vagus nerves. It starts at the third eye, winds down through the throat, goes through, I think, 17 organs, ends up in the spleen. Our heart and our throat and our third eye, our insight, are connected in a common nerve. Think about that for a moment. Think about the first time you lied to your mom. Oh my God. You know, that, ooh, I'd never felt anything like that before. It was horrifying. I learned to quell that feeling quickly. So, you know, when we sing, we are activating our heart, our mind. Everything that we sing, our heart believes. Singing now together in harmony, joining with the angels in a symphony. I lift up your name to the heavens and surrender to love. In my is flowing, in my heart I'm knowing you're receiving healing love. Singing now together in harmony, joining with the angels in a symphony. I lift up your name to the and surrender to love. Energy is flowing in my heart.